right, YouTube fans. Somebody asked me what our fellow rider Lane thought about his new KTM 390. We've already completed most of our route. We've gone all the way from Terlingua to Oganaga to Chihuahua to Creel down to Batapolis. Is that how you pronounce it?
I believe so. Yep.
And I'm going with that.
Close enough. Close enough.
And we're now back in Creel, and be a good time since we got the 390 sitting here. My friend Lane sitting here. Excellent rider, by the way. Does a lot of moto camping also. He should start his own YouTube channel.
I should.
You should, man, because you got a lot of good stories, a lot of good places. And what is there an app that you use for free camping? Is that what it's called?
Free camping.
That's strict.
Free campsites.
The only one
what
you use? Free campsites.
I use that 90% of the time, everywhere I go.
And it works in Texas because it's hard to find.
It's nationwide.
Nationwide.
Yes.
All right. So let's give a little background here. You started not on the 390. You had a Africa Twin.
I had an Africa Twin. I rode for almost 3 years, on road, off road, Arkansas, Big Bend. Did the New Mexico portion of the Continental Divide Trail on the Africa Twin. And then once I got back from that, I sold it. And it had nothing to do with the bike. The bike is wonderful. It is so top heavy.
Yeah.
And let's face it, I'm 63 years old, and I just got tired of fighting the weight.
Yeah.
And I've been looking at these little 390s for quite a while. And I know the engines are bulletproof because they've been on the Duke forever.
Yeah.
And so I decided to roll the dice, go with the 390, even though going from a 1,000cc to a 377cc bike is a crapshoot. But I went ahead and did it because I wanted the lightweight. I like the KTM. And I have not been disappointed, not 1 second in that bike.
Not 1 second.
That thing will crunch miles all day long at 80, 85 miles an hour and never break a sweat.
I mean, because you kept up with the T7, no problem, man. You guys were neck and neck, and he couldn't pull away from you.
He was doing his best.
He was trying to pull away, because he told me he was trying to leave you, and he couldn't do it.
It wasn't going to happen. Not going to happen.
You both got airborne on a couple of them whoops I hear, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as far as handling, the thing handles as good as my Africa Twin did, and I honestly am not exaggerating. This thing will corner almost as good as my R1. I mean, I lay it down as far as I ever did my R1 and not worry a bit about it. The thing just handles great. Off-road, it handles really good. Granted, you've only got 7 inches of suspension, 7 inches of clearance. So that's going to kind of hold you back a little bit. But it's not made for single track. It's not made for any more than that. I mean, it's designed and made for highway because it's got a tall 6th gear.
Tall 6th gear, all right.
And it's specifically made for service and fire roads. And it does great doing that.
Normal Big Bend dirt roads is perfect.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I've got some video I took last week when I was up there. Of me blasting down dirt roads, 60 miles an hour, just flying past the other bikers, tooling along at 30, 35, you know.
Sweet. So how much torque is it putting out?
It's 47 horsepower.
Okay.
The only drawback to it that I can find, to be perfectly honest, is it's a very high RPM motor.
High RPM, all right.
I mean, it starts red lighting at 10 grand.
Okay.
So you could almost compare it almost to a 2-stroke motocross bike. From 4 grand under, you're missing a lot of torque.
Okay.
Okay? Once you hit 4 grand, it hits just like a 2-stroke. And just boom. All of a sudden you hit that power band and it just explodes.
Sweet. So you haven't even had this, how long now, a year?
No, I've
even?
had this maybe 3 months.
3 months.
Yes.
So you did the break-in period before coming on this trip.
The break-in period is 620 miles.
Okay.
And unfortunately, well, or fortunately, I don't know how you look at it, KTM locks the engine down by the computer to 6,500 RPMs until you get 620 miles.
Really?
You cannot go above 6,500 RPMs. They force you to break it in to their specs.
Okay.
Once you hit that, then it's a simple. It'll allow you to reprogram the computer, tell it it's broke in, change the oil, and then you're off and going.
Hammer
10
time.
grand, you know. Which I guess is a good thing and a bad thing. But before we came up here, when I unloaded off the truck in Big Bend, I had 654 miles on it. Got over 2,000 now after this trip.
Yeah,
And we're not
yeah.
through yet.
Dope.
The other thing I like about it and I don't like about it is the oil change. According to them, if you use the Motorex synthetic oil,
Yeah.
you only have to change the oil once a year. They don't care about mileage.
That's interesting.
And the reason being is that thing has 3 oil filters in it. 3 of them. It goes through.
And you got to drop the bash plate.
And you got to drop the bash plate.
Okay.
You know, to do it. You have 3 different places you have to drain it from because every one of those places has an oil filter in it.
All right.
And it's really not that bad. I mean, all 3 oil filters, I got the oil change kit on eBay for $29.
Okay.
And then the oil, 2 quarts, it holds 2 quarts, that was $36. And I probably could have gotten it cheaper, but I just got it at the KTM shop because I was there.
Yeah.
Paid their price.
About air filter, how often do you change an air filter?
Just whenever it's needed, I guess.
Yeah,
They
often
really
you-
didn't come up with any specs on that.
Do you check it?
I checked it before we left Big Bend.
Yeah.
It was clean.
Clean.
But 2 of the things I did to this that made a tremendous difference in the performance is I did go out and I bought a booster plug for it.
Okay.
And then I cut out the top of the air box to open the air box up.
Snorkel.
And then I put pre-filters in that. So my air is filtered and then it hits the actual filter.
Filter. All right.
So when I pulled that out, my pre-filter was pretty dirty. But that was easy enough to blow off. My real filter, it was not bad
Not bad.
at all. Especially after doing Big Bend for a week.
Yep. You also added heated grips, right?
I've added heated grips, fog lights, spot driving lights. You know, obviously my phone mount and charger, and then my Zumo ZX GPS
Yep.
on it.
Did the crash bars and rear racks come, or those?
The rear racks, I added those. The lower crash bars come with it stock.
Okay.
I added the upper crash bars
Okay.
to it.
You also added
And
a tail laser light.
I added a rear laser light, which it will probably show up now. I can show you a picture of it.
So I know the other night when we were driving around town at night, I was like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
And it was shining way back over by Jim's bike. I'm like, "What do you got on your bike?" "It's not me, it's him."
And then the other thing that if you get one of these, you're probably, if you do any real off-road you're going to want to do, the stock foot pegs on the KTM are not
yeah.
straight. They're angled forward. So anytime you stand up on it, it wants to throw you over the front tire.
Okay.
So I got a set of pivot pegs on it,
Pegs.
which is great because then when I'm sitting down, you want that kind of little bit forward angle for comfort. But then when I stand,
You
they
go flat.
come up and I can stand straight up. You know, and I add 1-inch bar risers.
1-inch bar risers.
Because the stock bars they're just low. Because it is, you know, I talked to the guy at KTM and he said the bike actually is designed for you to sit, not stand. And so everything's oriented for you sitting on that seat. Well, obviously, you have to stand off-road.
Yeah.
So those are a few little things I did to make it more off-road capable and comfortable.
How many gallon of fuel?
It holds right at 4 gallons of fuel. Riding reasonably, you'll get about 240, 250 miles a tank.
That's excellent. That's way excellent.
The electronic dashboard on it is 100% configurable to show and display any information you want in any way you want. You set up how you want that dash to look and what you want to see, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
But like I say, I was leery of it because of the size, because I was used to leader bikes.
Yeah.
I've not been disappointed one bit in the performance, the handling, the ride of it. I mean, even the TK70s that come stock with are really good tires. I've had no complaints about them. I mean, KTM they really did it right.
Did it right on this one.
And the other issue is I never rode it at night before I got my spot beam lights on
Okay.
it. I don't need them. The headlight on this thing stock is unbelievable. But I already had them, so, I mounted them.
Can't go wrong with more light.
No, you cannot. And let me turn that on, see if you can see that.
All right.
That laser beam. And basically that just
up here.
shines behind my back, and all that does is another light for them to see, and just kind of says, this is my area.
Yeah.
Stay this far behind me. Don't crowd me. And the other beautiful thing about this is if you're in the rain or fog, it'll actually make a solid wall here coming out where it activates all the water droplets in the fog or the rain. So when you have low visibility, you have an actual solid red wall there.
Yeah. Rocking the Rig Gear tank bag.
Oh yeah, saddlebags too, love them.
Yep. Shout out to Rig Gear. I'm rocking your stuff also.
The front suspension, rebound, dampening, right there. Easily adjustable. Same thing on the rear shock. Just a twist in there. You're set to go. And I also have a flying monkey.
Yeah. Yeah, flying monkey here.
And something else I really like, and I've never had a motorcycle before, and I've been riding them forever, is all my stuff is lit.
Oh, like a computer keyboard.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're all lit.
that is nice.
Maybe I haven't seen them, but I've never seen that on a motorcycle.
Neither have I. That's nice.
It's kind of cool at night.
All right. Well, there you go, everybody. There's my friend Lance and his new KTM 390 review.
But I can promise y'all, you will not regret this bike. Everyone looks at it as a beginner bike. It's a great beginner bike. It's a great experienced person's bike. It's just a great all-around bike. I can't say enough good things about it, to be honest. I just cannot.
Awesome.
Love
Thank you, Lance. It's been a great tour so far. Two more days to go?
2 more days of it, and we have had a blast.
Had a blast. We'll be doing it again. Maybe y'all might be coming along with me.
There you
Thanks.
go. I'm ready to go again. As soon as Jay gives the word, I'm gone.
We'll do a more scenic squirrel tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right, everybody.